So real quick, I'm going to cover the Aqara light switches. They have two versions. One is the firewire and the other one is the zero line, and we're going to see what the difference is. So they come in two different box sizes. Both of them are the same. Haven't found any difference so far. Just the box is different. Inside you'll find the instruction manuals, which are in Chinese. Some ways to attach the light, and of course the light itself. So the difference between firewire and zero line is the additional port of neutral. So here you can see firewire has live in and then live out, which you can see here. There's the L and then the L1. Only one wire that you switch, whereas a zero line has three. It is neutral, live in, live out. Let's see how this works. Two side by side. See the difference? So as I said, firewire is live and live out, and then zero line is neutral, live in, and then live out. So what's the big deal between the two of these, and how they work in which different situations? So here we have connected a line 0. So if I switch it on, oh, it's unplugged, sorry. Plug it back in. There we go. If I switch it on or off, works like any other switch. You can do the same with the app. What happens here is that two wires from the power supply circuit go inside, both of them, both the live and the neutral, to power up the circuit, right? And then they go out to the light as well. So that's how this one works. And with this neutral wire, what it does, it can calculate how much electricity passes through the wires. It cannot do that without the neutral wire. So in the app, and you'll see in just 1 second, you have one advantage of adding this neutral wire to it. So I'm going to disassemble, let's connect this, and then connect the other switch to it. So this is how that one works. And then if we take the fire wire, what we need to do is we need to take the blue wire and we need to connect it together. It doesn't matter how you connect it together, as long as it's not going there, it's fine. So you have one continuous wire from the power supply to the light, and the other two, this one, if you were to touch, it would be connecting and light would emit. So what you do is from the power, you put it into live in. Screw that in real quick. It's not very good connected. There you go. And then from the light, you put it into L1, or as I like to say, live out. All right. So now when we plug this back in, you see the light goes, and then I've noticed this sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. So if you had a power cut and you were to switch on the lights, it just wouldn't work. So oops, unplug that. As you can see, it's not always the most reliable one. There we go. Now it's working. So in terms of reliability, I'm not sure if it's this one unit that I have, but it has been giving me this sort of error sometimes. And also, It's not doing it now, but also sometimes the power, there you go, is blinking. Sometimes the power still goes through, and the LED lights, which which are powered by low energy, will start to receive some of that energy and blink. This is the way that this switch is powered. It's receiving some energy through one switch, because usually you need a plus and a minus, of course, in order for this whole thing to work. So if you're looking for just the best system to work for you, I would recommend doing it with a line 0, because you get advantages in the app of seeing the power, and well, it's just more reliable as a second point. And then Firewire is only if you have one cable that you have to work with, then you can go with this one. It has to be 220 volts. There's no ways around it. You can't use a 12-volt relay, not as far as I'm concerned. So here's the app, and this is the, wait, that's not it. The one that we're looking for is this one. What you're seeing now, it's not connected to the gateway, so it's showing that it's off. Yes, it is connected to the gateway. There you go. There's on, there's off. That's all that you have with this one. You can convert the button to a wireless switch, so if you can connect it with the power, but instead of giving it power, you can switch off the wireless bulb. And that's about it. My one gripe with this whole system is that I need a pulsating button. So when I press it, it needs to send a piece of current in, and then that's it. But you can only go on and off. There's no pulsating thing with that. So that's what you saw here on the first button. The other one, I'm not going to connect it, but you can see here that underneath there's an extra a little bit of information, the power consumption, and you can actually see how much power the button or the lamp consumes, due to the fact that it has one extra port here as opposed to this one. And there you can see the power consumption of just 2 watts, which is that one light bulb, and you can see where I switch it on and where I switch it off. So yes, once again, just to quickly summon up this whole thing, is that unless you really need the Firewire, go with the 0 line.